So we've got 2 minutes before class starts. And like I said, we'll be starting on our backs. So making any adjustments you need to, getting your blanket and your block ready. Move my Kundalini tire. And as you make your way onto the floor, onto your back, you can allow the eyes to close gently. Nice soft close of the eyes. And a nice easy flow to the breath. And as people are trickling into the room bit by bit, give another minute so everybody gets here, and then we'll jump off. So lying on your backs, a soft close of the eyes, a gentle flow of the breath, the sense of ease and relaxation throughout. No control over the breath, just observing the breath as it flows in and out of the body, the natural rise and fall of the chest and abdomen. And releasing the day. Releasing the day and the day's activities. Releasing the doingness, the busyness, the striving, the different roles that we may play. Just existing in your own essence, in your own beingness. Feeling the breath flow in and out of the body. And being present in this moment, on our backs, with our breath, on our mats, arriving into the room, arriving into the practice, arriving deeper into yourself. That the doingness and busyness, the roles that we play during the course of the day, none of them define us. None of them need to be with us here and now. We just are. Existence and breath in this moment. And on the next exhalation, you'll curl the knees in towards the chest, wrap the hands around the shins. A little gentle rock side to side on your back. And then a pause in the center, and a little rock forward to back, rolling up to upright seated posture. And as you do, the hands coming together at heart center. And we begin with the Adi mantra, Om Namo Gurudev Namo. I bow to the creative consciousness. I bow to the divine teacher within. Big inhale. And a smooth, steady exhalation out of the nose. And the inhale tunes us in. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Dev Namo. Big inhale. Draw the breath in all the way. Hold. Pause the breath at the top of the inhalation. And a smooth, steady exhalation out of the nose. Beautiful. And giving the hands a little shake out. Just shaking the hands. And shake it out to the sides. And shake it up in the sky. Shake it up. And shake it back out to the sides. And shake it out in front. And shake it back up top again. And a big inhale, hands straight up. And an exhale, the hands come slowly down onto the sides, fingertips grazing the floor on either side of you. Heart stays high, big inhale here. And on an exhalation, just folding forward as far as you can without curling down. So without losing the height in the heart, spine nice and straight, just folding forward. Beautiful. Great. Take the left hand, walk the left hand over to the right, keeping that heart high and fold it as far as you can, just leaning into the right knee. You can get a nice stretch on the outer left hip here. Maybe you reach that left hand a little further. Beautiful. And on inhalation, just switching. Turning the other way over to the left knee. And on an exhalation, maybe you lean a little bit further. Now that we're creating a little bit of space, beginning to lengthen the fascia, the connective tissue here. Steady breathing, heart stays high. The inhale coming upright, uncrossing and recrossing the legs the opposite way you just had them. And we're essentially going to do the same thing. So recrossing the legs, inhale, hands high. And now this time starting with the left, we're going to allow the hands to come down, fingertips touching the floor. Almost got ahead of myself here. And then slowly leaning forward, keeping the heart high. And you'll reach a point where you can't fold any farther forward without beginning to bend in the spine, right? Leaning the head and shoulders, rounding down. You don't want that. Keeping the heart high. And now, just walking that right hand over to the left. And then release that right hip towards the floor. Because that's the stretch we're looking for. Easier to find in the winter than it is in the summer. We tend to be warmer and looser in the summer. So just starting out small. Just beginning to open the body. Something really good to do first thing in the morning. Beautiful. And on the next inhalation, just reversing, going in the opposite side. Keeping the heart high. Smooth, steady breath. Releasing that left hip towards the floor. Any gripping that you may have in the hips, surrender that, let that go. Beautiful. And inhalation, coming upright. And on an exhalation, we're going to let the legs go out nice and long. A little lean back onto the hands, fingertips pointing away. Just getting loose in the legs. A little windshield wiper of the feet back and forth. A little up and down of the knees. Beautiful. With this lean back, we're going to stay here, fingertips pointed away, just bending the knees here. And then side to side with the knees. Side to side. And knees off to the right. When the knees go to the right, you'll flip all the way around, framing either side of the chest, hands on either side of the mat, and breathing deeply here. Just a nice twist. The deeper you breathe, the more you can feel the twist coming from the inside, really getting into the deep, deep muscular tissues here around the abdomen and around the... Huh? Wow, I completely blanked on the name of the muscles on the sides of the ribs. Not going to think too much about it. It will come. Intercostals. Whew! As soon as I let go trying to make it happen, there it was. The intercostals. Wow, I want to call them the serratus anteriors, which is not what they are at all. So nice breath here. Relaxing the belly. Nice deep belly breaths. Let the diaphragm drop completely. Any holding, any gripping here. Really allow that inhalation to open up those intercostal muscles. Deep, full breathing. Beautiful. And then on the next exhalation, coming back to front, knees up, fingertips point away, and then side to side again on this side. Just nice and loose through the hips. As loose as you can, loose as you can, free as you can for 3, 2, and 1. Knees come off to the left this time. Twisting around to the left. Again, hands plant, framing on either side of the mat, framing on either side of the chest, and then finding your breath here. Nice, easy, long, deep breathing. Loose belly, deep breath. Relax every part of you, right? The arms are a little straight, so there's a little tension there. Everything else folds, surrenders, releases, lets go. Final inhalation here, long and deep, free and easy. And on the exhale, we're going to come back around to front. Cross one ankle over the other. Tuck those ankles in. We're going to roll over onto our knees, finding our tabletop position. Palms down or fists down. If you're having any wrist issues, I suggest fists down. Inhale, belly down towards the floor. Exhale, round it back. Tuck the chin. Inhale, loose belly towards the floor. Chin looks straight ahead. Gaze looking forward. Exhale, round back, navel back. Tuck the chin. Push the floor away. Send the heart back. Open behind the shoulders. Inhale, reverse that. There you go. Exhale, push the floor away, navel comes back. And then find your pace, your breath. Move at the pace that feels right for you. Free and easy in the body. Maybe it's slow, maybe it's a little quicker. You choose, make it yours. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, neutral. And in exhalation, taking the hips back to the heels, bringing the forehead to the ground or onto a block, and then the hands, palms face up, resting besides the feet. And then long, deep breath here, completely relaxing into the hips, surrendering the elbows to the floor, just completely disengaging the body here and allowing gravity to do the work. I'm going to be here for a little bit, long enough for the posture to take effect. So get comfortable, be with the breath. Nice and steady. Easy in the breath. Release any tension in the body. A little bit more, another 20 seconds here. Stay easy. Release further, let go of the hips, let go of any gripping in the jaw. And taking the hands from where they are, gently placing them on either side of the chest, and then lifting the head up, coming straight up into rock pose. So if rock pose is really uncomfortable or hard on your knees, you'll take a block. Block's going to go in between the heels, and then you'll sit back down on the block. Maybe you go 2 blocks high because that's what works for you. So either a block, 2 blocks, no block. And again, rock pose, really great pose to stay in. Very good for our digestion. Palms face down onto the upper thighs. And then inhale, pelvis tilts forward, heart comes forward. Exhale, pelvis tilts back, heart goes back. That's the motion. So we should be nice and loose in the hips and the waist now. We should be loose in the low back and the spine. We've done everything to create this. Now we really just want everything moving as we've lubricated it. The chin stays parallel to the floor as best you can. Keep it going nice and steady. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Big inhale, draw the breath in, get a little taller as the diaphragm drops, grow up with the breath. Pause at the top. Keep the upward lift through the body as you exhale, releasing the breath. Sliding the hands back into the crease of the waist. So you want to slide them up right till the palms of the hands are pressed right at the top of the thighs. Big inhalation here, all the way in. Hold the breath, push down on the thighs, tuck the tailbone ever so slightly. Get taller in between the tailbone and the belly button. Get a little bit longer as you push down with the hands. And exhale, releasing the tension. Let go of any pushing in the arms. There you go. Inhale, big full deep breath all the way in. Hold the inhalation at the top. Push down into the hands, separating the hip joints from the waist, getting longer as you tuck the tailbone, creating some space here. Gravity does a really good job of compressing this area. We're reversing that. And exhale, release any push in the arms, release any tension in the hips. And a round of breath, inhaling and exhaling. One more time. Inhale, draw the breath all the way in, all the way in. Hold at the top. Push down on the hands, much force as you can. Tuck that tailbone. Get longer. And exhale, release the breath. Slide the palms forward on the thighs. And just pause, feel, tune in. Normal breath. Inhale, the hands wide out and up. On an exhalation, the hands come resting onto the shoulders. Inhale, we're going to twist a little to the left. Exhale, we're going to twist a little to the right. That's the motion. Elbows stay at shoulder height as best you can. And it's loose and it's free. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big inhale, center, big breath in, hold at the top, pause, keep the elbows wide. And an exhalation, palms face down onto the thighs. You can take that block if you're seated on a block, get that out of there. We're going to come back into our tabletop. Step the left foot forward. Right, so move towards a high lunge. We're not going completely into, sorry, I said this last time too. It's crazy, I say this in this class only. Towards a low lunge, not a high lunge. And just lean a little bit forward, lean a little bit back, just loosening through the hips. There we go. Nice and loose, little forward and back. And bringing the hands to stillness, bringing the waist to stillness, drawing that left knee back to the floor, switching sides, right leg steps up, and again, little rock back and forth. You know, we're just observing, we're paying attention to how our body's moving. We've been systematically opening through the waist, right? Now we're going to add in the rest of the limbs. So I can tell you already in this cold weather, I can already feel how tight my hamstrings are just by this little motion, which is telling me that when I move into the rest of the practice, I need to go slower than I might normally when I'm feeling warm and limber. This is important. This helps prevent injuries. Something I like to monitor in the winter especially. Beautiful. Bring it to stillness. All the weight into the right standing foot, curling the left toes under. We're just going to step up and hang. Allow the head to be heavy and long. Allow the hands to reach towards the floor or touching. And just allow everything to collapse as we're in a forward fold. Straightening the legs as you can. So maybe there's a bend in the knees, maybe there's not. You just don't want to lock the knees all the way out, especially if you are hyper flexible in the knees. Beautiful. Grabbing opposite elbows, a little sway side to side. Uncrossing and recrossing the arms the opposite way. A little sway side to side. Beautiful. And then slowly making your way up as the hands drop. We come up one vertebra at a time. Palms face forward. We find our mountain pose. You're at the top of your mats. Inhale, hands high all the way. Right hand grabbing left wrist, left palm faces up towards the ceiling. Exhaling there. Inhale, get a little longer, ground into the feet. And then on an exhalation, over to the right side. Smooth, steady breath there, long and deep. And on the next inhalation, coming back upright. And on an exhale, hands fall down to the sides, palms face forward. Inhale, hands wide out and up. And as they come up, this time left hand grabs right wrist, right palm faces up. Exhale there, ground into the feet. Inhale, rise from the feet up into that top hand. And then exhale, bending over to the left. Long, deep breaths. Eyes are open or closed, your preference. Just connecting with the breath. Leaning a little further as you can, not through force, but through invitation. As the body begins to let go and open, you can go a little bit further. And an inhale brings us upright. Both palms face each other. And exhale, slowly the hands fall with the breath. Palms face forward. And we'll begin to move. Inhale, hands wide out and up. Palms touch. Exhale, full forward fold all the way down. Inhale, half lift, broad open heart. Exhale, full forward fold. Inhale, rising all the way up, palms to touch. Exhale, hands coming to heart center. Inhale, hands wide out and up, palms touch. Exhale, full forward fold all the way down. Inhale, rise halfway. And exhale, full forward fold. In we rise all the way up, hands high, palms touch. Exhale, hands coming to heart center. One more half Surya. Inhale, hands rise, gaze up, palms touch. Exhale, full forward fold. In we rise, half lift, broad open heart. And exhale, full forward fold. In we rise all the way up. And exhale, hands coming to heart center. Beautiful. Surya Namaskar, D's. Inhale, hands rise. Exhale, we fold, hands plant, step back with the right knee down. Inhale, hands rise as the hips sink. Exhale, hands frame, step up, fold in. Inhale, rise up, gaze up, hands high. Exhale, we fold all the way down, hands plant, left steps back, left knee down. Inhale, hands high as the hips sink. Exhale, we frame. We step up, we fold in. That's one breath out. Inhale, we rise all the way up. Exhale, we fold. Hands plant. Right steps back, right knee down. Inhale, hands high, hips sink. Exhale, we frame, we step, we fold. In, we rise. X, we fold. Hands plant, step back with the left, left knee down. Inhale, hands high, hips sink. Exhale, frame, step up, fold in. In, we rise. X, we fold. Hands plant. Right steps back. Right knee down. Inhale, hands high. Exhale to frame, to step, to fold. In, we rise. And X, we fold. Left steps back, left knee down. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, we frame. Step it up, fold it in. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, last time round, fold down, hands plant, right steps back, right knee down. Inhale, hands high, hips sink. Exhale, we frame, we step, we fold. In, we rise. And X, we fold. Hands plant, left steps back, left knee down. Inhale, hands high, hips sink. Exhale, we frame, step it up, fold it in. In, we rise. X, hands to heart center and around a stabilizing breath. Inhaling. And exhaling. Normal breath. Allow it to calm. The heart may be a little racy. Oh, beautiful. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands plant. We're going to step back with the right knee coming to the floor. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, we're going to take the hands on the inside of that left leg and just sit. Just really sit down into that left hip. Beautiful. Keeping the hands where they are, we're just going to take that back right heel, put the toes under, lift that right knee off the floor. Lefts and rights, man. Sometimes they get tongue-tied. So just breathing here. You've got it. A little bit more, a couple more rounds of breath. That back right leg is nice and strong. You're extending through that back right heel. That back right hip flexor is taut. And then stabilizing, grounding into that left foot. The base is strong. Big inhale. And exhale, dropping that right knee back to the floor. Going to take that right knee. It's going to stay right where it is. And we're going to pivot the right ankle across to the left side. Right? I'll show you guys that again. So look at where my right foot is. It's right here, back in that low lunge position. Right knee stays exactly where it is. I'm going to pivot it so it comes across the mat onto the left side. That means that when I come up now, I'm going to inhale and then exhale, right? Front left foot slides a little forward for me, and then I come into my warrior two position. Right? Beautiful. I've got warrior two in the legs. We're going to inhale, we're going to reach back, straightening that front leg. Fingertips come to the ground, and we're going to get long on this whole left side of the body as we inhale. And as we exhale, back through to our warrior two. So we're going to do that 2 more times so you've got some practice with it. Inhaling all the way back. And exhale, back through, sinking into the hips, warrior two in the arms. Inhale, straightening that front left leg, reaching back with that left hand, long on that left side. And then exhale, coming forward, sinking into the hips. Beautiful. Inhale, both hands are going to come high. And on an exhalation, reframing that left foot, and then taking that right foot back again, so that right foot is back behind the knee. And then we're going to step up on an inhalation, stepping up, half lift, exhale, full forward fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. Just notice the difference between the left and right sides of the body. The left should feel much longer. Beautiful. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, full forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands plant. Stepping back with the left foot, left knee comes to the ground. Beautiful. Inhale, both hands high. And on an exhalation, both hands are going to land on the inside of that right foot. Sinking into that right hip. And around a breath there. Just making sure we're good on time. Yep. Beautiful. And then curling those left toes under. We're going to lift that left knee off the ground. And breathing. Nice, strong left leg. Reaching through that back left heel. Standing firmly into that right foot. A little bit more, a couple more rounds of breath. You've got it, nice and stable and steady. Big inhale. And an exhale, that left knee drops down to the floor. Top of the left foot goes on the floor. And now again, what we're going to do here is just take pivoting that left foot across the mat to the right side. Okay, so same thing we did on that other side. Taking the left foot from straight back behind, taking it across to the right side. Then we're going to rise up, both hands high. And then as we exhale, hands framing out to the side, sinking down into our right hip. Beautiful. Then on an inhalation, straightening that right leg, the left fingertips come to the ground. We get long on that whole right side, full breath in. And then as we exhale, coming back up through center into our warrior two position. Inhale, reversing. And exhale. Inhale, last time round. And exhale, sinking in. Beautiful. Inhale, both hands high. And exhale, we're going to frame that front right foot, taking that left foot back behind us, curling those left toes under, all the weight in the right standing leg. We're going to inhale, step up, half lift. Exhale, full forward fold. Inhale to rise. Exhale, hands coming to heart center. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, full forward fold. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, hands plant. We're going to step one foot back and then the other. I'm actually going to change directions because this is better for me this way. And then come lying down onto your bellies. Hands on either side of the chest. Any issues with the shoulders, go a little bit forward from the chest and allow the hands to be in line with the head. Tops of the feet touching the floor, so a gentle push into the floor lifts the knees off the ground. Want a slight engagement there so that way the legs are activated. Keeping the chin tucked. I'm going to inhale, lifting, baby cobra. Exhale, lower down. In we lift, baby cobra. Exhale, we lower down. Just a slight engagement of the legs to anchor and root us. In we rise. X we lower. So that's the motion, that's the breath. Make it yours. Using the back muscles, the hands are there for support. We're not really pushing into the hands. We're using the legs and we're using the low back. Moving with the breath. You're coming up as high as you can, using your back muscles alone. For 4. For 3. For 2. And for 1. Big inhale up. And exhale, lowering it down. Let the chin come to one side, palms come by the waist, face up. And a little windshield wiper of the butt, side to side, rather a little wag of the tail. And then turning the chin to the other side. Allow the butt to come to stillness, lifting the legs lifting the feet off the ground, bending at the knees. And now a little side to side with the legs. And bringing that to stillness. Allow the legs to come back to the ground. We're going to have the hands frame the chest. We're going to cross one ankle over the other. We're going to push up and through a child and roll back onto our butts. Nice smooth transition. And then legs come out forward. For our Jani Shashasana, left leg is going to stay out. Right leg will bend. Sole of the right foot to the inner left thigh. If that right knee is super high off the ground, you get something underneath there, block or a blanket, just to make sure you bring the ground up to the knee. This keeps that right knee safe. Flexing the left foot. To inhale, both hands high. Little turn as we do towards that left big toe. And then as we exhale, reaching the hands forward, keeping the heart high, and then landing somewhere on the leg. again, working with what we did in the beginning, with that heart lifted, so we're not rounding down this time. We're staying upright as we can, and then just leaning forward into it, and the hands fall wherever they may. It's not going to be all the way as far as if you were rounding. So just want you heart high, back of the leg long, left foot flexed. And then it's about time and breath, surrendering to the pose, giving it time and breath, and then we can get a little bit further as we go, right? We get a little bit further as we go, through invitation, not force. I like to creep my fingers just a little bit at a time. They pull me a little bit further. When it's time, I can feel it. The low back releases, the underside of my thigh and calf releases. It's like millimeters at a time. There's a release. There's a letting go of tension, the pulling, the tightness in my muscles. And as that tightness alleviates, then I have a little bit more space. I can't get into that if I'm forcing it. If I'm forcing it, I push into more tension. And that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for a release of that tense energy. And as that tension releases, then we go a little bit further. And then you'll meet new tension. And it will keep happening, literally until you go down onto the floor or die, one of the two. Yeah, I just said that. I did. Yep. Something about yogis, we treat death very differently than most people. It's like changing pants. You get a new pair every lifetime. It's okay. Just come back, try again. Hopefully leaving the world a little bit better than it was when you came. Beautiful. Big inhalation, that upward lift through the body. And now on an exhale, now fold, now surrender. Release the flex of the foot. Completely allow the head to dangle. So you slide the hands as far as you can, finding your edge. And breathe. All tension out of the body. Let it go. Let it go, let it go. Inhale, rising up, nice full breath, tall in the spine. And on an exhalation, leaning back onto the palms, fingertips face away, right leg extends long, little wiggle, 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 shake through the legs. Up and down to the knees. Right leg stays long. Left leg comes in. Right foot is flexed. If that left knee is off the ground, I've got a little ledge here, so this does make my left knee come very high as the ledge drops off. So I make sure I get a block under there. Protecting the knee, bringing the floor up to the knee. Big inhale. As we do, turning slightly towards the belly button, towards that right big toe on the inhale. And on an exhalation, leaning forward, leading with the heart, and then the hands come down. Keeping the heart high. I've got very little movement on this side compared to the first side. You may get something similar in your practice, that we are not completely symmetrical. So keeping that foot flexed, keeping the heart high, and then walking the fingertips as the body releases. Only through invitation, not force, not force. Stay with the breath. The foot is flexed, but the rest of the hamstring is released. Right? The whole leg isn't activated. The foot is activated, flexed. Everything else is released. heart as high as you can, slowly coming into it. And we get a little further at a time, breath at a time, millimeter at a time. Staying steady. You guys are doing great. Keep that heart high. Big full inhale. And on an exhalation, surrendering, letting go completely, allowing the whole body to fall, sliding the hands up, releasing the flex of the ankle, and just surrendering into the fold. Everything heavy and long. Big inhale, rising up. And on an exhalation, legs long, leaning back into the palms. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle of the feet. Great. Now drawing the legs together, we're going to lean back down onto our elbows. The palms are going to face down on either side of the butt. You can even tuck them a little bit in underneath the butt. Toes point and heart lifts as the head drops. So lifting the heart, toes point, head drops. Fish pose. Trust the elbows, trust the lift of the heart. Keep the toes pointing away. This is a good counterbalance. The elbows are the support for the heart. The elbows reach down, ground into the earth. From that, the heart lifts higher, the head drops further, the toes point away. Steady breath. Big inhale. And on an exhalation, allow the belly to relax, dropping the rest of the body down to the floor, elbows widen, and we land, palms face up, and feel just a round of breath. On the next exhalation, curling the knees in towards the chest. Get a little squeeze of the knees in, that tailbone lifts slightly off the ground as you do. Beautiful. Allowing the left leg to go long, down, straight. Then the left hand is going to reach over to the right knee. Right hand straight up and then out to the right. Taking a big inhalation here. And then exhale, taking that right leg over across the body as far as you can, releasing any tension or gripping as you do, and keeping that right shoulder on the ground or as close to the ground as you can. So you don't want it to pull up so you're completely on your left side. You want to twist here. You may get some popping in the low back. Little chiropractic adjustment for free. Well, for the cost of a yoga class, which is considerably different, I would imagine. It's been a while since I've visited a chiropractor. Breathe. And an inhale, coming back to center. And on an exhalation, both knees come into the chest, grabbing the shins, and a little squeeze of the knees, lifting that tailbone off the ground. Beautiful. Allowing that right leg to come long down, straight to the floor. Left hand reaches over, grabbing the left knee. Left hand up high, and then left hand out to the left. Big inhalation here. And exhale, taking that left knee over across the body, keeping that left shoulder close to the ground as you can, if not on it. Then surrender. Get a pop or two. Maybe you don't get any. I typically do on both sides. 1, maybe 2, maybe 3 or 4 pops. And settle in. Find the breath. And an inhale, coming back to center. And on an exhale, bring the knees into the chest. And a little side to side. Just roll it out. Nice and loose. And finding stillness. Feet come to the floor. And a little side to side again with the knees. So the feet go a little bit wider than the knees. And then just side to side. Just a last little rinse here. Side to side. And bring the knees to stillness. One leg straightening at a time. Palms face up by the waist. And we transition into our Shavasana. Eyes are closed, just allowing the body to fall into greater and greater stages of rest and relaxation. Back very similar to how we began in our bodies right at the beginning of class. No control over the breath, just observing the breath and feeling the difference, what it feels like to be in your body now after a practice of movement and breath, as opposed to it did when we first began. Leave those roles, those to-do lists, leave them alone. Just as much as you can, give yourself the peace of the moment. Be in the stillness. Be in your breath. Allow the body to integrate the work that we have done. taking the thumbs, touching them to the other fingertips one at a time. And wiggling the fingers, wiggling the toes. And then a big inhale, hands long, legs reach, stretch as if you were waking up in the morning. And exhale, curling over onto your right side, taking a round of cleansing breath. And then coming on up to a comfortable seat. Blanket or block underneath of you if you choose, or flat to the floor. Hands coming together at heart center in Anjali Mudra, prayer pose. And on an inhalation, hands wide out and up, palms touch overhead. I am happy. Exhale, hands landing at the heart. Inhale, hands wide out and up, palms touching. I am healthy. Exhale, hands to the heart. And then one more time, inhaling, hands wide out and up, palms touch overhead. I am holy. Exhale, hands centering at the heart. And out loud, repeat after me. I embody grace so fully that all who I meet feel its presence. Hands to the forehead center. The love in me sees and honors the love in you as exactly the same love. Namaste. Thank you everyone for a fantastic practice. For those of you that join me on Zoom, the normal thing, I'll come unmute and we can have a question time that's needed and discuss whatever we need to. If you're following on YouTube, give a little like, give a little subscribe, that way you won't miss anything. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I'll be sure to get to it. Thank you guys so much. Love practicing with you, and I will see you next time. Sat Nam.